Students, good afternoon. Up to last lecture, we have seen section number 1.8 about a review of pandas. So now today we are going to start with iterating pandas data frame. So question arises, what is meant by iterating? So iterating means accessing data frame in pandas, means how to access elements of pandas one by one or on the basis of iteration condition. So let us see. You can iterate over rows in data frame. This is similar to iterating over Python dictionaries. So before we have seen what is a dictionary, what is a list. So how we iterate dictionary, like the same way we need to iterate the data frame also. So let us see. First we have printed the df which we have used last time also. So it is about country, population, birth rate, update, and which contains information for China to Pakistan. And then there is a formula, or there is a one condition is written, for loop, and that for loop we have seen in 11th class also, that for I in range 1 10 1, it means it will display numbers from 1 to 10. So like that, here we are using for keys in df. So keys is a variable and it takes value from df. Df means data frame which we have already created, and then it will print a keys, means one by one it will print one keys. So let us see what will be the output for this. So output is population, birth rate, and update. So key means these are the column names for a given data frame. Next one, there are different functions which are used to iterate or which are used to access data frame. So first one is the iter rows. So this function iterates over the rows of data frame as index or series pairs. In other words, it gives you index row tuple as a result. It returns generator that iterate over the rows of a data frame. In simple, this function is used to iterate row of a data frame. So let us see how to iterate it. So for index comma row in df dot iterate iter rows. So means now we are using two variables. One is a index, second one is a row, and it takes value from df by using the function iter rows, and it will print, means the code is written print index comma row population, row birth rate, and row update. It means it will use index. So index contains a country value, country names. Row population contains population detail. Birth rate contains birth rate of specific country, and the update date, it contains for which date we have collected that particular population data. So what it will print? It will print a China, then population, then birth rate, and the update rate, and these values are print for all countries which are present in a data frame. Let us see, move towards next. So if you need a formatted output, then you can apply the following command. So you can use a for, same thing is there, index comma row in df dot iter rows, and we have print inverted comma curly bracket 0 colon 15. So it is used for providing space between each row, between each column. Then 1 colon greater than 15, then 2 colon greater than 5.2 f, then dot format index. It means the index value is print from 0 to 15 space. Then population is print from greater than 15 in second position, and the birth rate is print for the third position of a given print statement, and the output will be China space population, then birth rate, and the update date. So last time we have seen output, it is a combined way, so you can see at last. But when you use this function or this format, then it will display data with a specific space between the columns. Next one, iter items. So iterate over columns name comma series pairs. For example, you can write for key comma value in df iter items, and it has print key comma value. So it will display output as per key and a value. Next one is iter tuples. So here index is equal to true, so it iterates over the row of data frame as a tuple with index value as first element of the tuple. If the data frame is index, then it returns the index as the first element of a tuple. Then see how it will display or how to write it. So for row in df dot iter tuple. So in case of iter tuple, we are using single variable, and which is a row, means it will take whole row at the same time. But before, for two functions, we are using two variables. One was a key, second one was value. So it will print the specific data. So now for a given condition, it will print it will shows index is equal to China, population is equal to value, then birth is equal to this, and update date. So like that. So it will, tuple means it is a row, and item means it is also key and value based values. Then the next one is a manipulating pandas data frame data. So first one, adding a column to a data frame. It means once data frame is created, in that data frame you can add a column afterwards also. So see how to add it. So there are 5 ways to add new column into data frame. These are indexing, LOC, assign, insert, and concat. The concat functions will be discussed in adding rows section, because it is the same. Before applying any method, assume that we have a table with following products information. So let us see product ID, product code, product name, company name, unit price, and quantity. So using above data, create a dictionary called product with only product code column, and also create a data frame called df using product dictionary. So let us see import pandas as pd. So what is this statement? We have seen in 11th class also. It is a importing of pandas library by using variable pd. So product is equal to product code, and we have provided products code in a list, and total we have created dictionary. So how to find out dictionary? So curly bracket indicate it is a dictionary, and the square bracket indicate it is a list. So to create new data frame, we have written d frame is equal to pd dot data frame in bracket product comma columns is equal to product code. Means it using product value for a column name is a product code. So it will display A01 to A06, and here index has automatically added because it is a data frame and we don't have provided index. So by default the index starts with 0 and ends up to the n-1. N means number of elements. Then here first method is that, so method 1 using index, the data frame d frame is now integer index base. To add a second column, product name using indexing processing command. So see, firstly we have added only one column, it was a product code. Now we want to add product name. So how to add it? D frame square bracket product name is equal to motherboard and the provided values such as a hard disk, keyboard, mouse, motherboard, and the hard disk, etc. So when now that particular column is get assigned to the data frame d frame, which we have already created, and now when you print that d frame, it will displays two columns. One is a product code, second one is a product name. Second method is using dot loc method. So loc gets rows or columns with particular label from the index. To add a third column, that is company name, into data frame, we are using loc method. So let us see d frame dot loc. Loc, you just keep in mind it is a location, and we have provided semicolon comma. So semicolon means whatever columns which are already present in data frame, you keep all those columns, and after that columns you add company name. That's why it will shows colon. Colon means first one, comma, and then third column we have added, and the column is a company name. And we have provided value is equal to Intel, Seagate, Samsung, Logitech, AMD, HP. So now we have added third column in a D frame. So when you print it, it will display a product code, product name, company name, and all the 6 entries are shown. Next one, see that remaining part. Next one, method 3 using assign function. So .loc has a two limitations that mutates the data frame in place and it can't be used with method changing. So by using assign function, you can assign new column to the existing data frame, and the syntax data frame is equal to data frame dot assign and list. So we can assign list as a next column. So let us see how to display it. So dframe is equal to dframe dot assign in bracket unit price is equal to 12,000 6,500 like that. And when you assign it means when you display it, it will shows as a product code, product name, company name and the unit price. So currently we have added unit price and which was a list. So now that list become column for a dframe. Next one, method number 4, it is a using insert function. So the insert function adds a column at the column index position in a data frame. The first column is started from 0 to so on. So to add a column using insert function, the syntax data frame dot insert loc comma column name comma value. So let us see how to display it. So first it has created index. So index is equal to 4, then quantity. So quantity is equal to 200 108 1008 180 250 350 120 130 etc. So next we have combined those two values. It is a dframe dot insert loc is equal to index, means now we are going to add index 4 for a column, and the column name is a quantity and value is equal to qty. So qty we have now created it 200 180 etc. So when you display it, it will display product code, product name, company name, unit price and the quantity. So up to this we have seen 5 methods. By using that we have added different columns in a given data frame. So now see adding row into data frame. So there are two most popular methods to add row into the data frame. One is a append and second one is a concat. So append function. So pandas data frame has a straightforward method called append. So in short, append is method which is in normal programming, append means adding value at the last of any string or any index or any list. So let us see how it works in Python pandas. So data frame dot append in bracket data frame or list of data frames. So here you can use multiple data frames also or the list of data frames also. So let us see how it should be. So df data is equal to Nigeria, Bangladesh and Russia. So now three columns are 3 rows are there. So now see df1 is equal to pd dot data frame country colon Nigeria, Bangladesh and Russia. Here we have added 3 values for a country, then 3 values for a population, 3 values for a birth rate, 3 values for the update date, and we have provided column names as a country, population, birth rate and the update date. So see how it will display. So it will display country, population, birth rate and data frame. So now we have created new data frame which is a df1 and it contains values for Nigeria, Bangladesh and Russia. Now suppose we want to add a column for it as an index. So how to add it? So df1 is equal to df1 dot set index country. So now we have see in last table you can see that there are the index 0 1 2 and country is a column. Now we want to display country as a index. So how we have written, just see df1 is equal to df1 dot set index in bracket country, and there we have print df. So when we print it, it will display population, birth rate and update, and for that index is Nigeria, Bangladesh and Russia. So next one, append method. So when you write df is equal to df dot append df1. So now what was the df first, which was values from China to Pakistan. So now currently we have created df1 which contains values for three countries. Now we want to append these two data frames. So how to append it? Df is equal to df dot append in bracket df1. So it has added data at a last of a df, and how it will looks like, it will looks like from China to Russia, and it contains values for population, birth rate, update date. Second method, it is a using concat function. So concatenation basically attaches the data frame together for simple operations where we need to add rows or columns of the same length. So let us see, result is equal to pd dot concat list of data frames, comma, axis equal to 0, join is equal to outer, ignore, index is equal to false. So let us see using ignore index. What is use of a ignore index? So this option is used whether or not the original row label should be retained or not. By default it is a false. For example, assume we have a new data frame called dframe1 with the following products content. So let us see first, it is a data frame 1. So it is a product code, product name, company name, unit price, and it contains 4 rows starting from 0 to 3. So now next one, d frame 1 is equal to pd dot data frame, product code A07, A08, A09 and A10, product name keyboard, LCD21, LCD21, mouse, company name TVS, LG, Samsung, Dell, unit price, some values are given. So see, you can see there is a creation of a dictionary, and after that index is provided, and the index is 0, 1, 2, 3. And when you display data frame 1, it will display as product code, product name, company name, unit price, and it starts with 0 to 3, means we have added new data in that frame. So now notice there we deliberately does add the quantity column with dframe 1 in previous section. So we will display as product code, product name, company name, unit price and the quantity. So next one, they have written dframe 2 is equal to pd dot contact dframe comma dframe 1. So now they have connected or concatenated two data frames. One is a d frame, second one is a d frame 1, and when you display it, it will looks like this. Products codes from A01 to A10, product names, company, unit price. So see, there is a two colors data is shown. White color indicate it is a df1, and second one newly added, and you can observe the index of these two datas. So index starts with 0, ends at 5, and again second index starts with 0 because we have not concat index also. So next part, we can write ignore index also. So when you write ignore index true, it will display like A1 to A10, and you can observe the index 0 to 9. So these are the basic things, or step by step adding values or rows in a data frame. You don't take tension about the syllabus because it is a very easy. When you read it 2 times or 3 times, or when you observe this video 2 times, you will get clear your points, and also you use your textbooks also for reading those purposes. Next one is a temp variable which contains pd dot data frame total price, and it is a empty value. So then we have added dframe 2 is equal to pd dot contact dframe 2 comma temp. So temp, we have created one column which empty values. Empty means it stores a nan value. So nan means it like a null value which doesn't contain any value, but for a time being we are using only nan value. So when you write dframe 2 is equal to pd dot contact dframe 2 comma temp, axis is equal to 1. So it will display like company name, product code, product name, quantity, unit price and the total price. So now we have added total price as a new column in our data frame 2. Next one, dropping columns in data frame. So in pandas we can drop or delete columns by index. So income dot drop index axis equal to 0, in place is equal to false. So index means it refers to the column or row. Axis, by default the argument is set to axis 0, which means it denotes rows. For columns set axis 1, means when you press when you add value 0 for axis, it means it is a row, and when you add value 1 for axis, it means it is a column. Next one is in place. By default it is a false. If true, do operation in place and return none value. So let us see how it will looks. So name, age, scores, grade. So it contains some values, Ashna to Matthew, and age, scores and grade. So next values are also there. So when you write import pandas as pd class 12th a, and the values, the dictionary is created with a key name, age, score and grade, and the values are Ashna to Matthew. Then another values are given for each key. So all of you know about, or all of you remember that what is the key and what is the value. So in case of dictionary, when we write any column name before colon symbol, it means it is a key, and after colon whatever we have written, it is called as a value for that specific key. So dictionary is a collection of or it is a two-dimensional array, which one is a key and second one is a values. Then drop column by name. To delete a column or multiple columns, use the name of the column. So you will see that df.drop age axis is equal to 1. So currently we have seen axis 1 means it is a column and axis 0 means it is a row. So when you write this, it will delete the column which is age column, and next columns are comes at the place of a age column. Next one, you can see to drop more than one column, you can write df.drop age comma score and axis is equal to 1. So now we are deleting two columns, one is a age, second one is a score, and the next one drop a column on a column index. So you can also drop column by using index also. Let us take one example, df.drop df.column 3. 3 means it indicate index of a column, and axis equal to 1 means it is a column. Suppose the df dot column or row value is 3 and axis equal to 0, it means now we want to delete row, but here axis is equal to 1, which indicate column. So here that particular column has deleted, which was a grade. Next one, deleting column based on column name using del function. So you can write this df.drop age axis is equal to 1. So it will remove that specific column. Next one, dropping column in place. So in place is equal to true. So when you write this, so it will display the grade. So for last time it was removed grade, but when you write in place true, it will display the in place. So next one, df.drop df.columns 3 axis equal to 1 and in place is equal to true. So it will display the or it delete that particular column which contains index 3. So here column 3 index means it is a grade column, and when you display or when you delete it, it will looks like name, age and score. So next one, dropping rows in data frame. So you can drop like df.drop 1 comma 2. So it will drops rows 1 and 2. So see index, you can see this index. So basically index is starts with 0 0 1 2. So now we have deleted index for 1 and 2, that's why it will shows index 0, and after 0 it directly jump to the 3 because in between two rows we have deleted. Next one, drop a row or observation by condition. So you can also drop a row by using a condition. Here the condition is df.drop is in bracket df.name is not equal to Matthew. It means it will delete a record whose name is not Matthew, or in above code takes up all names except Matthews, thereby dropping all rows. Means it has dropped only row which contains name Matthew. So you can see this. Next one, drop by index. So when you write df dot index 2, it will drop the second row. So see here 0 1 3, so 2 number row has deleted. Next one, drop by position. So we can drop by position also, that is 0 1 2. So you can see in a result it shows index with 3. So first 3 index was 0 1 2, that we have deleted by the coding. Okay, so today we have finished first chapter in that unit, which was a review of Python pandas. Thank you.